Greetings and welcome to Talk to Me America, where the world wants to know what you have to say. So call me in a few minutes and tell them like it is. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. I am your hostess, Laura the Goddess, brought to you by Here's What I Heard, the channel you're watching this on at this time. Thank you for clicking on my little acre of the internet today. Excuse me. All right. And of course, you guys know what to do if you guys want to support the channel and help me grow. I've actually been told that I need a bigger GPU or to the, what do they call them? The boomers, I guess. That's a video card, supposedly. And of course, better internet if that ever comes around. Lots and lots of peeps on here. MBB, thank you for being here. You are still having a pulsating pixelation. Am I now? That was the problem we were having before. Alright, nothing's going to surprise me tonight, including if we end up getting cut off. It's storming here. You might actually even hear the thunder coming through. 5x5 Laura friend. Thank you, Pastor Chatelet. Welcome, Can Killer. Welcome, Limited Access. Knowledge Seeker and Sweet Rosa. Bruin Backhand. You guys are all on YouTube. The YouTubes. Who and Zoot Suit Cooter. Cute name. Central Texas. All right. Welcome, everyone. Of course, you guys probably heard that YouTube suspended Steven Crowder again for 2 weeks, supposedly for having Carrie Lake on his show. Is she banned from YouTube like Alex Jones? Because they've banned anybody that even mentions him. Oops. All right. Thank you, Mr. T. Mr. T. One hell of a meme lord. You get one of these. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. DJ Brandrak, my rock star. 451 Actual, my metal man. Welcome, welcome. Am I still having that problem? I'm actually sharing the feed now between Odysee and YouTube now, MBB. So that might have a little bit to do with it. It's not too bad. I'm not seeing it. Of course, my thing's not staying live at the moment. Okay, there it is. Alright, always making sure this stuff is working. So that dance from Sitting Feather Warren worked. Oh, did she do a dance for us, Prowler? It is all of a sudden just so I'm surprised, and actually the thunder was frightening. My house shakes sometimes. It was really close. Let's see. Radicalized Ryan, welcome, welcome. Old Salty Dog. Appreciate everyone being here. Crowder is on BitChute, but he's not live replay. He does live on Rumble when you don't see him on YouTube, I believe, or something like that. And of course, you can always buy his membership or whatever like that. I'm wondering how long it's going to be before they gather up all of the streaming things that you pay all different things for, and then all of a sudden put them together again. I think I heard somebody talk about that. That was actually a ponderance. MBB says, let's raise GPU funds tonight, guys. Oh, that would be much appreciated. Thank you so much. Everything everything that comes from here goes right back into here. I'm not I don't drink, I don't do drugs, that kind of stuff. You don't have to worry about all of that stuff. I might have a snack once in a while, but that's usually less than $5. Just kidding. Yes, Bobby Digital says Crowder got suspended for having Carrie Lake on. Yeah, I mentioned that. Okay, of course, I'm going to do some plugs real quick here. I want you to support, of course, me tonight. Anytime, actually, you can. All my links are on my channels and on my videos. I also have a Ko-Fi. You can buy me a coffee. I'm not real sure how that works, other than the fact that they don't take any fees out if you donate to me that way. So, the link for that is down at the bottom as well. Thank you very much, Prowler. You get one of these. hard on that thing. All right. If I ever become more serious about this, nah, never mind. Just thinking out loud. And of course, like I say, some plugs. Don't forget the other shows. Always try to support all of the creators, especially here on Odysee. We've got a fantastic, I guess you could say, community, if you will, but network, if nothing else. And a lot of people call it family. That's great. That works out pretty well too. Thank you so much, MBB. You get one of these too. Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Anger Bang, or as I like to call him, a badass Badass Brad. Sorry about that. I almost said Brian. I was thinking of my brother-in-law. All right. All right. Shows like 451 Actual. Of course, he's the Metal Man. He's on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. Central Time. DJ Brandarak actually comes on right after him. All of these people are on their own channel, so you can actually look them up that way. Or if you're in the chat, you can actually click on their name, and it'll take you to their channel. Or you can talk to them if you like. 451, thank you so much. You get one of these. You guys are being so generous tonight. Thank you so much. I appreciate it very much. That's actually, that's a good thing. To be honest with you, actually, I actually don't consider you guys family. You guys are better than family. My own family's not this generous with me. You know, better than family. What can I tell you? Aside from a few. And if you're watching, you all know who you are. Anyway, don't forget also, too, the Drunken Rocky show right after my show tonight around 10 p.m. Central Time. No, excuse me. 9 p.m. Central Time, excuse me. I don't go that long unless I get a bunch of phone calls. The Roundtable Distraction, which of course I'm proudly a part of with Raynoth and the fellows. On Tuesdays and Saturday nights, we do a late night cuss and discuss current events, news things, green things in general, you know. And as always, don't forget about Pastor Chatelet, which he is also here tonight. I saw him on here. He usually rebroadcasts me until somebody better comes along. But you can hit his pond and the water is always fine 24/7. So, and do I even have to mention Salty Cracker? Okay, all right. So I hope everyone's doing all right this week. It's been a busy one for me. I'm off this Saturday, but I had quite a few volunteer jobs placed upon me this week, which I had to take care of, and of course the household and wifely duties never end. So yes, this has been a very busy week so far. I'm actually feeling a bit introverted because of it tonight, so I'm hoping that once I open the phone line, you guys will take over the show. Basically, I do this show for you guys. It's the whole point of it. It's about freedom of speech, no matter how awful. But that's the way it has to be. You know, just remember, when you listen to folks long enough, they're going to tell you exactly who they are. And then you can make the decision of whether or not you want to hang out with them or not. You know what I'm saying? A total, full circle First Amendment stuff. Besides, you don't grow or learn or any of that stuff by hearing the same bullshit over and over again. But those that would turn you into an obedient worker or even a useful idiot, you don't want to do that. So I would also like to give thanks to our Lord and Savior for the opportunity to be able to do this for you. He wakes me up every morning, and I thank him for that. And of course, everything that I have and own is his, so I thank him for the lending of it, of course, and for the opportunity to do so and to keep doing so, so that we can keep exercising our rights that are given to us by him. Thank you, old salty dog. Appreciate that. You get one of these. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. I'll scroll back a little bit here and see, make sure. 451 actually got you, I believe so. Rougarou! He is the man with the plan. If you want to know who's playing what and when in our little network of family here, Rougarou is the place to go. He does the schedules for us. In fact, He's even working hard enough of doing them, I believe, weekly. That's great. That's fantastic. That's way more work than I ever expected. All right. Oh, thank you so much, KSF. Appreciate that. You get one of these. For the GPU's funds or whatever. Been a good week for me, spreading the blessings. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you for making it a good week for me as well. All right. Now, in talking about that, you know, the government, and we see this more and more every day. In fact, they're starting to block some more people off of Twitter and YouTube that just, you know, all of a sudden, this information there. And of course, you can tell it's because the midterms are getting close. They're going to start making all kinds of more TOSs and things like that, to where you can't say this word or that word, and I say, you know what I'm saying? That's the whole, like I say, that's the whole point of my show. Freedom of speech, because they don't regulate that. Only God does. Only God can give or take that away from us. I don't care what they say. All right, but that's because of the fact that they do know that God is the only one that can give or take those freedoms from us. We have to be able to make sure that we take, you know, keep it that way, as far as that way too. If we turn our backs on God, then He'll do the same to us. And then we will be at the mercy of these cruel and merciless men. In fact, the stupider they are, the crueler they get. Which, you know, brings me to even the fact that you got little kids, 11-year-olds, beating on people and trying to steal their treasures and whatever. 11-year-olds, that's terrible. Now, I know Salty already covered that story pretty thoroughly, but it's something that stuck with me. And, you know, the thing that bothers me most about it is the fact that it was for an old iPhone. An iPhone 7. Aren't the, like, 14s or 15s out now? This kid did this to her over an iPhone 7? So, anyway, Lord, please be with the lady and her family that this happened to. But also, be with those children. Show them the way. Somebody. Or put something in their life to show them the way. Because they are our future, unfortunately, at this point. But they need to know that they're free. You know, if they knew that, perhaps they wouldn't feel the need to actually hurt others in that way, especially being that young. But it just goes to show you how actual stupid they are. The stupider they are, the more cruel they get. All right, let's see what I get it. Am I missing anybody here? Let's see what's going on. Pastor Chatelet. Yes, thank you so much for being here, Pastor Chatelet. His pond is Keck Central, and also, what do you call it again? I'm trying to call. Oh, I'm sorry, racist tranny. I haven't turned on the phone lines yet. I'll do that in just a minute. Stay tuned. Stand by. This is up. Oh, goodness. Goodness gracious. That doesn't sound good. I'm reading the headline that you did there. Check this out. But yeah, I will, I'll turn that on in just a minute. Anyway, on with the show. I'll be opening the phone lines in a moment, and you guys can come take over the show. I know that everyone out there has something to say. And of course, I heard some people talking about it in the pond before I got here. Modern Revolutionary Tavern. Yes, very, very, very good. That's what the pond is at the moment. And of course, if you know your history, you know what that's about and what it's for. I don't have to explain it. If you want it explained, please go to Pastor Chatelet's Pond, which is, like I say, you can click on his name in Odysee. Let's see what's happening on YouTube. I've actually got more people on YouTube than I've ever had. Welcome, everyone. Odysee seems to buffer unless I'm on my laptop. Sorry to listen on earpiece while I can can some fruit tonight. And very good, very good. I don't mind being background noise. In fact, I'm quite used to it, being in a band. And being music at a casino, especially. Zoot Suit. Let's see. He's not live replied. What I meant to say is Crowder Carrie Lake replay is on BitChute. Oh, right. Okay. Gotcha. Mark Placker, welcome. Damn inflation. I'd be glad to buy you a coffee, but all I can muster is a value brand crystals. Yeah, I hear ya. I'm reusing my grounds twice now. Not really. Actually, I've cut way back on coffee. I've had to since the heart problems. All right. So I actually love when stuff like this happens. When I'm about to go online with my show, it helps me to have shit to talk about, of course. But it finally happened. Now, lots and lots of people have been predicting this, but it finally happened. I guess the source became not so reliable anymore. Brian Stelter has literally been fired from reliable sources, and reliable sources have been canceled. Or the other way around. It doesn't matter. Either way. Now, I've seen a few articles and a few tweets, I guess you could say, or whatever, comments or whatever, where they're saying that he's leaving due to the cancellation. But, you know, in this business, if a show is canceled, all of its employees and personalities are pretty much fired. That's how it works. I mean, the whole show gone, just poof. What are they going to do with everybody? Stick them on the roof? Or stick them in storage until another job comes up? That's not how it works. Nope, they get fired. Put it this way. No show, no sponsors, no job. Alright, I'm going to read you the Forbes article. By killing off reliable sources and firing host Brian Stelter, see, even they're not falling for that shit, CNN hands a big win to its worst critics. Now, I wonder what they mean by worst critics. Does that mean that these people were just the worst, or the people that just kept hammering on how bad he was? They're so vague sometimes, in my opinion. Limited Access says, hell yeah, sorry, little Brian, not sorry. Me neither. I'm not sorry either. In fact, the only thing that's really making me sorry is the fact that that's going to be putting an end to Mark Dice's portrayal of him with the Mickey Mouse voice and everything like that. CNN boss Chris Licht has a vision for the network that has no room for the network's longest running show, Reliable Sources, which marked its 30th anniversary back in March. Has he been on there? Has Stelter been on there that long? 30 years? Or its host, media correspondent Brian Stelter. We are proud of what Brian and his team accomplished over the years, and we're confident their impact and influence will long outlive the show, said CNN's Amy Antelis in a statement released Thursday. The last edition of Reliable Sources will air on Sunday. I would venture to say it's this Sunday. I wonder how many memes are going to be made out of that. I probably won't have time to watch it myself. I'll probably be at church. The news, first reported by NPR's David Folkenflik. That's what it says, Folkenflik. You can read it along with me. I don't know if you can see it. Is a telling move for Licht, who reportedly informed Stelter of his decision yesterday. Reliable Sources has been one of CNN's few ratings success stories, regularly beating Fox News Channel and MSNBC, and often the network's highest-rated weekend show. When? When? I've never seen that. They're really giving us a snow job on this one, it sounds like. Of course, none of this other stuff, all this other shit that's in this article and everything is moot. Because the bottom line is, he's gone. Like I say, I don't know if Mark Dice is going to be able to, he'll probably put something out tomorrow. You never know. He might show up somewhere else. But actually, if he's been doing it that long, he's rich enough to retire. Get a Subway job. Let's see. All right, let me pull this up. I will, if I get around to that. If I run out of things, I'll pull that up. Oh, okay. That's actually going to go along probably good. I can probably segue into that, the racist tranny, after I do one of the stories I'm going to do on this too. Very good, very good. Thank you for that. Rougarou, come to think of it. Okay. All right, Mr. So, or Mr. T. Every conservative should tune in and see if CCPN decides to throw a ton of money at Mr. Potato Head to revive the dead. Well, that's what they continue to do with NPR. NPR has never made any money. In fact, there's so many times when the government just rushes in at the very last minute and funds them so that they can stay on air. So, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Let them waste all their money. Eli's Twitter. Okay. Yeah, NPR wastes our money. Really and truly, they do. All right. I love to do more than one article when it comes to this, mainly because of the fact that I like the different ideas. I'm always trying to be as balanced as I can about this, but I also like to interpret some of the biases that go through here. Forbes, of course, sounds like they're trying real hard to bash it with the headline that they're trying to bash anybody that would debunk this fool, which is almost everybody, including people in his own establishment sometimes. Don't forget, what was her name? I forget what her name was, but I did a video about her too. Brian Stelter. Now this is a Daily Caller. They say Brian Stelter to depart CNN. How simple. I like that. That one caught my attention because it was so simple. Brian Stelter is departing CNN after the network announced it is canceling his show, reliable sources. A CNN spokesperson confirmed to the Daily Caller on Thursday. Today. I mean, like almost an hour or so before I started getting everything prepared for this. Yeah, you're right about that, racist tranny. That's true. All right. Wow, 9 people on YouTube. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Mark Dice is going to have a field day with Stelter tomorrow. Yes, he is. I can't wait to hear it or see it. I'm actually surprised he didn't do it like the minute after, but I'm sure he's got to come up with something and he's got to edit and everything like that. So give him a minute. Let's see. CNN President Chris Licht informed the host of the upcoming cancellation Wednesday. The Sunday show, the longest running on CNN, will end on August 21st. CNN will end its Reliable Sources program on... This is what happens when there's nothing really more than that to say. They repeated the same thing 3 times twice in the same paragraph here. So you basically get it. He's gone, gone, gone. I don't know if I'm happy. I don't know if I'm sad. Yeah, I do. I'm pretty happy. He's getting his just desserts. Let's see. Oliver Darcy supposedly tweets, "As for me, I'm looking forward to continuing to cover the media and hold powerful people and institutions accountable. It's important work, and I'm grateful to do it at CNN." I thought he had to resign. Is he now a contributor? He resigned as CEO, now he's a contributor? See, that goes to show how much I keep up with these people. Okay, stay safe, racist tranny. Hopefully everything passes over. I'm not sure where you live, but yes, be safe out there. NPR is the BBC before the revolution. Alex Beltfield, tip of the spear on that Lansing. Imagine getting AJ on NPR. They wouldn't know what to do with him. He would eat them alive. He would eat them alive. In fact, they'd probably all be cowering and cringing in the corner because he's so animated and so loud. And you hear these people at NPR, they talk like they're getting ready to fall asleep. Little sip of tea, that's sleepy time. Blah, blah, blah. I fall asleep to NPR. Reliable sauces. Yes, that's funny as shit there, Dream Demon Slayer. Welcome to the show. All right, y'all be praying for racist tranny and his husband, that they stay safe in this storm. She said they're headed down to the basement. I'm glad you have a basement. Be safe, definitely be safe, and be warm. Hug your babies tight. Put it this way, I don't feel bad for Stelter. Once again, like I say, he probably has enough money to retire now if he's been on there that long and had all of this, unless he's a spendthrift and he doesn't, I was going to say, the man doesn't buy pants, so, I mean, he's had to have saved a few bucks here and there. I do, though, feel kind of bad for his crew. You know, I hope they were actually employees of the actual network and not just the show, because that's a large crew to lose their jobs. Thank you, sweet Rosa. All right. I am going to open the phone lines right now. In fact, I got everything fixed. Thank you, MBB, once again for helping me test out my shit. Basically, what happened, if anybody had problems, the technical difficulties I was having, they had just done an update after I had postponed it as absolutely long as I could. You know how automatic Windows does shit these days. And it literally went through all of my production shit and reset everything to default. I have everything assigned. My microphone is assigned, my speakers are assigned, my headphones, I have everything assigned. And they even reset everything in my Skype to default. That's the reason why I couldn't hear you, because it wasn't connected to my computer, to my speakers or my headphones. So yeah, like I say, MBB helped me figure all of that stuff out. I did a test run, I think the day after or something like that. Have I seen his food bill? He's screwed. No, actually, I haven't seen his food bill. Once again, he's not someone that I keep up with on a personal note. Every once in a while, they make fun of him, and it's funny. In fact, I think he is somebody that I would probably only ever know about because of Mark Dice. I started watching and knowing exactly who he was and where he worked with and everything like that, even what show he had, based on Mark Dice making fun of him. So yeah, I wouldn't have known him otherwise. All right, the phone lines are open. Don't forget, like I said, support the show. Like MBB said, we are trying to improve, trying to upgrade my system. Evidently, well, like I say, this thing is almost 3 years old now, about 2.5 years old now. I bought it just before shit started to happen. I believe actually the September, just before shit started to happen. Something like that. Hey, I wanted to make videos, and they tell me I don't have enough power to actually be doing live stuff. So evidently God wants me to do it. It's getting out there, and you guys are putting up with it, and I appreciate that as far as that goes too. So, and of course you can buy me a coffee, blah blah blah, all of that. All my links are around. And of course, don't forget to support all the people I mentioned earlier. I'll plug you guys again in a little while. All right, of course, you know, they passed the Inflation Reduction Bill, which, just like everything else the government has ever named, is the exact opposite of what the bill will actually do. Excuse me. Now, of course, one of the most controversial parts of this ginormous bill, spending bill, is the amount of money and appropriations for the 87,000 new IRS, armed IRS agents that are willing to use deadly force against their fellow Americans. One thing I would like to know, what for? I got a bunch of questions for this particular situation. What for? All right, is there... All right, I got my first phone call. Greetings, you're on the air.
Greetings, this is your publishing house owner. Just wanted to give a huge shout out to the Lord, the Goddess,
Thank
New
you.
Orleans, the whole deal, and show my love.
Well, thank you, publishing house.
Sounds great.
First time caller. What do you have to tell the world?
I had nothing besides just treat each other like you want to be treated, and continue on with the great work.
Oh, I'm doing good.
You sound great.
I'm no salty, but I can hold my own.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with what you're doing.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much. Good to see you. I get to see you and talk to you in the Jitsies. In fact, are you usually... you were there last night, right? Or not last night, Tuesday night? I know you're either in Pon's
I'm
Jitsi
there a lot.
Or in the Round Table Jitsi. So, and of course, like I say, I'm in a lot of... Go ahead.
I'm in a lot of different jitsis, but I do love some of the people that are in those for sure.
Yes, good people. Most everybody that we associate with is in Pastor Chatelet's pond, which basically, if you you have questions or you need comfort, or the pond is a great place to be. It's definitely a camaraderie of people that feel the same way about our Lord and Savior and about America and our sovereignty and things like that.
There you have it. Well, thank you so much for letting us call in, and we'll look forward to listening to the rest of the show.
Okay. Well, thanks so much for calling. Do you have a channel yourself, or are you just on the Jitsies with everyone else? Because you can plug your show if you like.
I don't have a show, but everyone's welcome to check out Publishing House content on pretty much every platform. And if they're confused where to find it, they can always go to Jitsi and go to the Publish room, and I'll be glad to point them in the right direction.
Oh, okay. Very good. Very good. Well, thanks so much for calling. I really appreciate that. Please share with everyone. Have everybody call in. Come take over the show tonight. Hopefully it's not going to storm too bad where we stay with the power. It's been good so far.
Yeah, it's been stormy here as well, and but everything seems to be working perfect.
Awesome sauce. All right. Well, I appreciate you, and I'll probably see you in the Jitsi Saturday. All right. Thanks so much for calling. Pastor Chatelet, welcome again. Welcome. Pastor Chatelet is always welcome in anything that I do. He always takes care of business, and I like the fact that he tries to protect me now and then again. Let's see. Knowledge speaker. If bills had to be in regular jargon with no pork, it'd be easier for us to keep up with what's occurring to a point. Yeah, you're right. In fact, wasn't that something that the Trump administration was actually trying to work on, or somebody on the Republican side, or MTG, or one of those, trying to work on something to make bills less than 5 pages and understandable to the common man, since we're actually the ones that are supposed to be doing the governing. So I know somebody brought it up. I'm sure that Schumer or whoever it is wouldn't even bring it to the floor for a vote. Oh, let's see. Kekistan, thank you so much. I hope I didn't. It looks like I missed you earlier. Thank you so much for the donation for the. Hopefully to get a new GPU. We are trying to. This is MBB's idea. I appreciate it. Every little penny. I appreciate it. You get one of these. Kekistan. Thank you so much. Yes, friends protect friends. Non-friends. Yep. Well, actually, they can, but usually, because of the fact that the reason why they're not friends is that they will get fucked. That's just the nature of it. Satoshi, Chief Satoshi, thank you for being here tonight. That's a good one. Once again, I love Odysee because you get all the memes and everything like that. Sweet Rosa says, cut out the pork of the bill and the IRS has guns for taxes. Yeah, that's actually what I'm getting ready to go over right here, right now with that. Well, my first question is, I'd like to know what for. If they can give us an explanation as to why they feel the need to be armed while they're literally defunding and unarming our actual police, whose job it is to actually be trained and keep guns and things like that, and everything like that. But is there like a rash of folks whacking IRS auditing agents that we don't know about? You know what I'm saying? You know, they come and audit somebody and all of a sudden they like disappear. Has there been a rash that they're not telling us about, that they're hiding or something like that? And if so, why hasn't any of this been in any news at all? I mean, they leak every fucking thing else. Excuse me. Or are they just planning on auditing people so hard that the folks being audited just want to immediately end someone's life or their own or just shoot into the sky. I don't know what. All right. Now, a lot of folks are mentioning that a ton of folks are going to now be audited. And I was told the last time I did my taxes, actually the last 2 times I did my taxes, that I may or may not get, it may take a long while or a short while because they're so short-handed. So this makes a little bit of sense to me as far as that goes, because she had told me that she didn't know of anybody in her establishment being audited for at least the last 7 years. So I don't know what they're doing there as far as that goes. And of course, that could just mean the typical that they're inept as far as that goes too. So, but you and I know also too that if they do this, that they're like the gun control, they're only going to be doing it to law-abiding citizens. Those are the only people that are going to be targeted by this. Criminals don't pay taxes or file taxes or any of that stuff. So who do they know what is actually essentially going on with that they're going to be able to go after? They're going to go after the easy marks. Criminals, like I say, they don't pay taxes, just like they don't have legal guns, a lot of them. So it ain't going to be the criminals that they're going after with this. So, and then some of these are saying almost 100,000 or more government agents are being hired so that the government now will be able to supposedly recoup the large amount of money that they supposedly gave us with all these stimmies, which, as we found out, mostly went to the politicians that had businesses, the bigger businesses, and anybody that wasn't America. They sent out tons of money to a couple of countries, even to for their classes for gender identity or whatever the hell it was. I'm like, really? We're in the middle of a medical crisis and you're going to send money to another country for that? But yeah, that's our government, and I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of these people are now losing, because they came up with this shit. Let's see. Mark Plecker says, plain and simple, they want money, they need money, and now they will go to the extra mile to get it. Oh, of course. Anything, of course. He says, Knowledge Speaker says, the people in the IRS training video would be easily pickings for gangs, especially MS-13. And speaking of the video, I'm about to show that to you. Let's see. You know, like I say, we know that even the stimmy money went to mostly the politicians, the business moguls, the oligarchs, Amazon, these are the different places that never went out of business or never closed down or anything during all of this time. While people like you and I essentially lost everything, or the entire business, especially if you're an independent contractor like I am, everything's shut down. And unfortunately, the ones that did open back up were most of the places that I can't go to anymore now because of my health problems, as far as that goes. So I'm still only at about, not even quite, almost about 45 to 47% of what I was making before all of this shit happened. So, and then I also, at that point, also have way more medical bills because we both caught it. And you guys, a lot of guys know this story about that as far as that goes. Not to mention, we're all feeling the pinch of the extra gas money, the extra food money, the extra clothing money, the extra bill money, and things like that. So we're all being affected by that. So that is if you can even get your hands on some of the consumables. There's been shortages of many things, in which this bill will also make worse. And they also made sure to send tons of money to foreign countries in this bill as well, of course. Don't even get me started on the tax breaks. The tax breaks for folks who buy EVs, in which absolutely none of which the cars right now are being manufactured even qualify for that. So another moot point. I'm not real sure what they're going to gain out of that, other than just lip service to everybody that buys an EV. It's basically, I guess they figure if they could fool them all with this vaccination and all this other shit, that they'll be able to fool them with this EV crap as well. And people will lose money. The blue no matter who's probably, I guess. Let's see. Let me show you this. Let's see. I got 2 versions of this video too. Let's see. Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay. No. Okay. Not to mention also too. On top of that, the manufacturers that they're getting these subsidies and everything like that are supposedly the people that buy the cars aren't going to get shit, but the people that make the cars have already actually increased their prices on their vehicles and their products to reflect this supposed tax break that anybody's supposed to get by buying one. In which, if you actually read the bill, it's a really long, it's kind of a long bill, but it explains, and I think somebody went over this also too, it explains exactly what is eligible. And right now, absolutely zero, not even Tesla, qualifies for any of this tax break. All right, so wonder who the subsidies are actually going to go to. I think we all know the answer to that question. But from some of the stuff that I've been seeing and reading, I think that they're trying to make a way to come and confiscate our firearms. This is the IRS people that they're training, and I'll show you the video here in a minute. Why would these folks need to be armed? All right. First of all, another question I have about this: are they literally bringing debtors' jail back? I mean, that would make a little bit of sense. But the irony to that is if you put all these people in jail, you're never going to get your money. If they can't work to make the money to pay it off or anything, you're never going to get any money. So that's kind of weird too. That's one of the reasons why they actually stopped doing that. Not to mention the fact that debtor's jail was just cruel as far as that goes. So why would a bureaucrat need a gun? And what if the folks that they're visiting, I had another question about that. What if some of the folks that they're visiting are uncomfortable with these people carrying like this? You know, you're going to be going into people's homes and people's businesses. And what if they have an audit in a gun-free zone? Then what? So what are they planning on doing with all of these extra IRS agents? Let's check out the video real quick. I've got 2 videos here. This one's real short. Really? A guy in a wheelchair? I'm all for a guy in a wheelchair having a gun to protect himself, but...
Line up on the wall, okay?
Federal agent?
All right, there's good. You can do your line up there, whoever's going first. All right, you guys got everybody here? All right, you're all ready? Guns out.
You all ready? Guns out?
All right, whenever you guys are ready.
Whenever you guys are ready. That doesn't sound like very aggressive training to me. Whenever you guys are ready.
Please, federal agent.
Freeze! Put your hands up.
Put your hands up.
Got an arrest for you.
Where's that example? Sir, put your hands up and stop moving.
What are you looking for?
Do you have any weapons up, sir?
What are you looking for?
Look for Ashton Campbell.
Where's that?
No, sir. Stay put. That is not Ashton Campbell.
Oh, ain't there?
Do you have any weapons? Do you have any weapons?
I'm not saying nothing.
Sir, do you have any weapons on you?
I don't even know who you guys are. I'm not saying anything.
Sir, I'm an IRS special agent. Do you have any weapons on you?
He has the right idea.
All right, please
You
get
do what
on.
you got to do. I'm not saying anything.
Turn around.
Hands up. Do you have any
Hands
weapons?
high.
I have a gun. Yeah, I have a permit. It's
Slowly
legal.
behind your back.
Can we take your weapon, please?
Well, if you want to ask me, I don't know.
Behind your
I'm
back.
going to say no.
All right.
Spread your legs.
Getting arrested?
Do you have any other weapons on you?
Hands behind
No.
your back.
Can you please put your hands behind your back?
Don't move.
Can you lean forward?
Oh, doesn't she sound cute?
You're under arrest. You're under arrest for
Please turn around and bend over. Exactly what you might expect the IRS to say. Yeah, she sounded real cute and forceful and everything like that, didn't she? All right, I'll show you the other one. Let's see. It's I'm actually going to show you the end of this one. It was a little bit longer. Let's see. All right. This is where we came in. This is where the lady started saying, "Will you turn around, please? And bend over."
Take it I'm not saying anything.
Sir,
I'm not saying anything. Okay.
How many weapons on you?
I'm not saying anything.
All right, please
You
get
do
on.
what you got to do. I'm not saying anything.
Turn around.
Watch this lady here in
I have a
blue.
permit. It's legal.
Behind your back.
Can we take your weapon, please?
Well, if you're going to ask me, I don't know. I'm going to say no.
All
Spread
right.
your legs.
Getting arrested?
Do you have any other weapons on you?
Hands behind
No.
your back.
Can you please put your hands behind your back?
Don't move.
Can you lean forward?
Watch this lady in blue. She touches him, puts her gun away, then has to reach for her handcuffs. Lets him go twice while she's putting the handcuffs on him.
Can you please turn around?
Hands up. That's serious.
All right, okay. More questions. More questions. What can I tell you? Are they going to send them out to our homes in groups like this? I mean, like I say, watching that lady right there, if this guy had decided to do something, he could have. There was just so much wrong with this. But I'm wondering if they're planning on sending people like this in groups. All right, another phone call. Greetings, you're on the air.
Hey, it's 451.
451 Actual, my metal man. Welcome to the show.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. I'm better now.
Good. Hey, so I don't know if you saw this on my show. I was covering this same freaking IRS training video.
Oh, right. Uh-huh.
Did you see the exclusive video for their firearms training, their range day?
No, I did not. There is one.
Oh, here, yeah, here. I'll drop it in the chat.
Okay.
Right
yeah,
now.
we'll play that. We'll play that. What else did you want to say about that? Did you have?
They're putting these people in a lot of danger. I mean, that was one of the sloppiest room clears I think I've ever seen in my life. It was almost comical. They were flagging each other. They put the big dude up front. I mean, you really think about it, that dude dies in the doorway because someone's waiting on the other side as they loudly stumble towards the fucking doorway and try to stack on it. That big dude's going to die in the doorway, and then everybody's going to have to go over that dude or drag him out of the way, like drag him out of there.
I didn't think of that. That's
you know,
yeah.
Like, and over what, you know, like they are already taxing people. This is what a lot of people don't understand, is that they're already taxing people with the inflation because they are creating the situations by printing more and more money and spending that money on what they want, like the shit in Ukraine and all of this fucking money that we're just dumping into these spending programs. That's causing the inflation. So they are actually taxing you by forcing you to pay more. They're taxing you. Mm-hmm. And then as these fucking prices increase, the relative tax increases. And so now not only are they raping you from the price that you're paying, but they're also raping you with the taxes because of the prices that you're paying. So they're robbing you three ways before the money even leaves your bank account. And now they're going to send in armed guards because you had a deposit over $600 that what seemed out of place compared to the rest of your bank account, you know. And a lot of people don't even realize that they're giving away all of this access to all of these bank accounts and all this stuff with all of these creature comforts that they're installing in their homes.
Yeah,
and
$600 is less than the average paycheck, and $600 is also
Right.
less than the average house note. What the fuck?
Right. And they keep telling you, oh, it's the billionaires, we're going after the billionaires.
Bullshit.
And yeah, there's
$600. They spent
$614
$600 on a fucking toothpick.
Right, there's 614 billionaires in the country, folks.
Yeah.
If you took 100% of the net worth of every single one of those, it would still be about $1 trillion less than what Joe Biden and this fucking corrupt government has spent since he's been in office. So, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, that's pretty much it. But I wanted to show you this FBI range day video. It's actually pretty stunning.
Okay. I'll play it now if you like. I got it pulled up.
Sure. Yeah, go for it.
En el centro, acá y nomás, y le está apuntando. Le está apuntando, apunten, saquen, todavía no disparen, apunten, atentos.
Speaking Italian?
Toda la energía. Disparen, vamos. Una escopeta.
Old grandma's fierce with that finger, ain't she?
Yes.
Hey, he pulled out an Uzi there for a second. Oh, they got him.
Okay. Yeah, we got him. We got him at the end. He went down like a champ, though.
That's hilarious. I actually thought you were serious, man.
Nope. That was a shit.
Well, fuck,
post.
they
I'm
leak
sorry.
everything else, and nothing surprises me
I
anymore.
know.
So
I know. I know. That's actually a really old video. And when I first saw that IRS fucking training video, this is exactly what I thought of. I was like, oh my goodness, this is the crazy old lady version 2.0 with these fucking diversity hires that they're sending into a fucking meat grinder that is middle class America.
mm-hmm.
So best of luck to them. That's really all I got to say.
Oh, yeah.
You really got to think. I'm going to defend my property. So you can put a vest on that says police, but I don't recognize the IRS as having really any authority. Like I pay taxes because I consent to paying taxes. Like we could all just not pay taxes. You know what I mean? Like the government would obviously be very pissed off, but
They can't arrest everybody.
Right. Yeah.
But,
Send your 80,000 troops against 300 million Americans. Good luck.
Yep. Well,
So,
in
yeah, that's
watching the
pretty much
training
it there.
videos, they actually seem like they're training these people to expect everyone that they're trying to detain or be arrested to just be calm and collective, while guns are pointing at their heads for money and stuff.
Right.
And it's like,
right. You're entering my house and your gun is already drawn, and then you're asking me if I have weapons. No, the conversation, the interaction is not going to go that way.
yeah. Well, another thing that really bothered me about that too is, like I say, the woman the lady in blue was doing a terrible job in detaining him with the handcuffs and everything like that. But if you notice, there was a guy standing behind him with a gun drawn at him. What was he going to do? Shoot him in the back?
Right.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and they were all fucking flagging each other and, not paying attention to what was beyond their target and all that kind of good shit. And it was just a big old slop fest. And, I will almost guarantee that there will be some more better trained and better equipped units. Maybe that was part of it, was to try to get us to be like, we don't got nothing to worry about. You know what I mean?
I was
but
actually
they did buy
actually
fucking
the next piece of my notes here. I was just going to mention that. Don't be fooled.
yeah.
Don't be fooled.
Right,
They might just
right.
be leaking these on purpose to make us calm down and say, kick back and say, we can handle these people, when they actually send, yeah. So yeah, never let your guard down. You can't trust anything
Right.
that the government does.
Continue to prepare. The way to be ungovernable is to become self-reliant, take responsibility for your situation, look in the mirror and ask how you can improve it every single day, even if it's a little fucking thing. Fucking do it and make yourself ungovernable, because as they continue to try to squeeze us and smoke us out at this point, the longer that we can hold out, the more people that will wake up, and we will easily outnumber them. We already do, but a lot of people just aren't at the point yet where they need to be. And if we can just hold out and keep one foot in front of the other, the people are going to start coming to our side in droves, asking how we rebuild what we had. And we're going to bring them to God. We're going to bring them to the Constitution, and we're going to bring them to American exceptionalism. And we're taking no fucking prisoners of anybody that stands in our way. So that's it. That's all I got to say.
All right. I'm with you, 451, man. He's the metal man. Don't forget, plug yourself, man. Plug yourself. You're on the show. Plug yourself.
Okay. All right. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time to 3 p.m. Central Time. I bring music, memes, and news headlines from around the world, and I provide the background sound to whatever ass you're kicking that day. So, lots of metal, lots of bass hip-hop. I'll play just about anything, though. No Ace of Base, though, okay? That's glowy shit right there, so don't do that.
I wouldn't even cover Ace of Base myself.
All right, Laura, well, have a good rest of your show, friend. I just wanted to call in and show you some love and talk shit about the IRS.
Thank you so much for the donation as well. I appreciate it. And, of course, everybody that's listening, go and support 451 Actual. His show is kick-ass. You won't regret it.
Thank you so much. I'll talk to you later, friend.
All right. Thanks so much. Have a great night.
Yep.
All right. Fantastic phone call. Yes, that's 451 Actual. He actually does kind of the sort of thing as I do, but he actually finds and puts together kick-ass music and tells good jokes, and he actually takes requests as far as that goes. That's why he said anything but what was it, Ace of Base or whatever it was. There's a few that I would never ever request. Let's see. KSF says there are farmers that will stop feeding the cities one day. I really think that's what Gates fears the most and why he wants Bugland. Yeah. In 2012, Sandy Hook kids sang the 2013 Super Bowl. The very kids in question in front of the dumbass fake clown world, and right now you have to have 1 billion to say that in public. Yeah, it sounds like it. They're coming after Alex Jones, but you know what? They've been messing with him over Sandy Hook since it happened, but even more so and worse off when they thought or had the idea that he was the one that ended up getting Trump elected, because so many people watch him. And of course, he's still got millions of followers and still got millions of viewers and everything like that too. The only thing that they did was basically just push a whole section of people out of their radar. They're not even paying attention to them anymore. Angerbang says 451 show is the dopest radio show on the net, and he always gets a sneak peek at a new Angerbang music. Yes, actually, it's a great. That's one thing that we've omitted to mention at 451 Actuals shows. It's an opportunity to actually get the scoop on a lot of new indie music as well. If you're into that and you're tired of the same old. I don't even listen to the radio anymore. I just pick and choose stuff. I listen to 451 Actual, of course. And, of course, DJ Brandrack, don't forget, he comes on right after that. He does, what did they call that? He remixes 80s and things like that. He does some techno, but it's not exactly techno. I like it. I recognize a lot of it, so I like it. And he aims to please. He's very smooth with what he does as well, too. In fact, I'm trying to work on a stinger for him. You're going to have to, actually, Brandrack, you're going to have to let me know exactly what it is you want to say. Because I got a few ideas, but I want to make sure that you're portrayed properly. And I also want to try and make it funny, if I can. That always make them laugh, make them laugh. In fact, one of the things I did today was we volunteer to sing to veterans. We volunteer to sing to I guess you could say Alzheimer patients. Sometimes we do nursing homes, things like that. And we did Alzheimer patients today, and they wanted their their theme was vacation. Now, of course, that was a challenge finding music to do for that anyway. But we managed to catch a few 50s and 60s and 70s songs, which, of course, they all remembered, sang along with us. It's always a joy to see smiles on their faces. They love music, and that actually helps Alzheimer patients, so I'm always happy to do that for them. And we made them laugh today with Margaritaville. They were singing along with it, but I changed the words a little bit to make it a little funnier. And instead of saying it could be my fault, I always blame the rest of the crowd, and everybody goes, "Oh, he." She changed anything, so that was pretty fun today. All right. Yep, Angerbank says he wants to do one for DJ Brandrack as well. Oh, okay. I haven't ever heard DJ Based. He was very generous with me the other day. And I haven't even been able to be to his show. Does he have a show on Odysee? I think I'm following him. So, but yeah, I've just got to get around to it. I do, like I say, when I'm not working, I do volunteer work. I don't stay on the computer 24/7, but I do, and of course I've got to be in the mood too. Artists are like that every once in a while. But like I say, I gotta know where I'm coming from as well as that goes too. What do you want to portray? How do you want to portray? Because DJ Brandrack never speaks, from what I can tell, on the channel. You just play music. I've never heard you speak on the channel. So your personality actually has a lot to do with how the stingers work out. As you've seen on 451 Actual's show, as far as that goes. All right. Well, my thing about this, and to wrap up the IRS agents as far as that goes, my take on this is probably going to go about as well as the social workers that they've been sending out to try and take care of minor traffic infractions or minor scuffles or anything like that. In fact, didn't they... in fact, one guy got out of his car and picked one of the guys up and threw him somewhere. Like that, he fought off and pushed away 3 different social workers, if you will. They couldn't really say or do anything to him. That, like I say, this seems like it's going to work out almost as well as that did or is going to do. But again, like 451 Actual reminded, and that was actually something that I was going to remind you all of too. I didn't know that he had mentioned this earlier, but as bad as these folks look on this video right here, this may be it's leaked video supposedly. It may be a ruse to show us, to make us relax, to make us bring our guard down. We don't want to do that. Not to mention the fact that I remember somebody telling me I used to do a lot of work with the POW MIAs from Vietnam, and one of their running jokes was that when asked what is the scariest thing that you've ever encountered when you're on the field, and they basically said anyone with a firearm that's scared to death or that doesn't know what they're doing. Because that person won't have any knowledge, they won't know anything, they'll just start shooting. So yeah, this is what I'm looking at. These people can be just as dangerous as the most fully trained person out there. Mainly because of their lack of knowledge, their lack of... Oh, you saw what they looked like. You saw what they looked like. Not to mention the fact that I don't know what kind of gun training that they're getting. But this is the first thing they tell you not to do when you're holding a gun. Mainly because of the fact that you get close enough to somebody, the first thing they're going to do is either hit you this way or hit you this way. Or they can grab the gun's far enough away from you where they can grab the gun and turn it back on you. So yeah, whatever gun training they're getting is bullshit. Alright. Like I say though, this might just be a smokescreen to have folks like us that are watching this stuff and saying, oh, bah, ha, 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 to get us to put our guard down. And the next thing you know, we got a sniper outside of our house. All right. Don't forget the phone lines are open. This is your show, guys. Share, share, share. I know that people out there will definitely want to talk or say things. If not, I'm sure I'm glad that you're enjoying my voice as far as that goes. Let's see if I'm missing anything here. Oh yes, Mr. Tizo, my GPO is watching my GPU is watching my broadcast. Just waiting for that one little so they can cut it all out or make it go fuzzy on you or something like that. The thumb directly behind the slide. What am I missing here? What did I miss? Oh, okay, yeah. Is Yvonne here? We can talk about his sandwich site for a minute or two. He's basically making a site called, what is it? Sandwichesonly.com or onlysandwiches.com. Basically, it's along the lines of OnlyFans without the nudity or any of the sexual stuff. It's just people making their best sandwiches. And I guess they're going to have some kinds of categories. They're also going to determine what is actually a sandwich and what is not a sandwich, as far as that goes. Now, I could just be one of these people that you know, they listen to this stuff every once in a while, hear about it. They mention it a lot. I could just be talking about something that they're just joking around with, which is fine too. But I personally think that's a great idea. I mean, there's a shitload of cooking shows and things like that out there. There, like, in fact, it could be similar to, you could even have one person that, like, keeps the channel going and does, like, Daisy, is it Daisy Maze or Maisie something or other? She cooks everything, and right before she takes a bite, she says, "Itadakimasu." I guess you guys know who I'm talking about. She's very, very popular. DJ Brandrack, shut the fuck up and make me a sandwich. Sandwichesonly.com. There you go. That's cute. I like that. That would be a good logo right there. Are you vying for that position there, DJ Brandrack? Damn, the signal sucks. Sweaty monkey balls. Okay, I'm sorry. 451 collection. He can. Yep, sandwichesonly.com. Is it actually a website now that people can go to? Because there's people on YouTube watching this. I've actually got 7 people on YouTube. Thank you again, once again, for being here. Of course, YouTube won't let me monetize or take any super chats or anything like that. In fact, I'm staying on YouTube as long as they'll let me without getting kicked off. And I've actually been kicked off twice. I've been punished twice or whatever. That shit always makes me feel like a kid that they sent to the corner, for crying out loud. Come on, man. You broke our TOS. You can't post for a week. Okay, whatever. I don't care. I actually do take it as a badge of honor, and I'm going to fight them on their own ground when it comes to this. Freedom of speech is freedom of speech. And I'm hearing more and more often now that and I think this is great too, that there's lawsuits now because the government, people are finding out that the government has literally went to these places like Twitter and YouTube and told them, hey, you think maybe you can cut these people off? That's against the Constitution all the way around. You cannot do that. So they all need to be sued or made to pay for that, or at least made to put people back on and not be taking away their First Amendment rights. Okay, I don't know if anybody has seen this one yet. I don't remember if I showed it to you guys during the round table or not. I think I might have, but not everybody saw this. I don't think it was by the same guy that we were trying to talk into continue doing this, but comedic break. I always try to take a couple of comedic breaks. This is hilarious. Of course, you know that that our grandpa-in-chief, well, essentially he's struggling with everything these days.
Secret Service team, the Eagle has landed. The perimeter has been cleared of any stairs or bicycles, so all the Eagle has to do is step out of the helicopter. Stand by. The Eagle has made contact. Great work, team. All units, mission is complete and the Eagle is secure. We don't anticipate any issues with the Eagle crossing the tarmac. It's a perfectly flat surface and there's a 0% possibility that he'll mess this up. Okay, what's going on with the jacket right now? Secret Service team, the Eagle can't find the armhole in his jacket. Jesus Christ. The First Lady has stepped in to help the Eagle put his jacket on, but it looks like she's just making things even worse somehow. Agent Murphy, try telling the Eagle there's an ice cream cone waiting for him at the end of that jacket sleeve. That might speed things up a little bit.
Does anybody hear the
it worked.
circus music?
All units, the Eagle finally has his jacket on and is making his way across the tarmac. And there go his sunglasses. Unreal.
Oh, that's our commander-in-chief. And they tried to convince everybody that Trump was an invalid, not... But that is hilarious. Wide Wings! Welcome, welcome. Raynath, welcome. Thank you for being here tonight. All right, I've got 9 people. Thought I saw limited access say something up here. I think I was going to say it, but I think somebody was on the phone with me. Don't forget the phone lines are open. This is your show. I'm hoping that you guys will take over a little bit. In fact, I really enjoy having discussions. And I really appreciate 451 Actual calling me. In fact, I'm very honored when anyone in the pond calls me. I feel very supported. Sometimes my own family isn't even that cool about it. Okay. There was a commuted break. All right. Now, you guys, if you guys follow me for any amount of time, or if you know me or have talked to me, you know that I have been a very big vocal opposition to bio males trying to infiltrate and take over bio female spaces and clubs and things like that. So this was actually kind of good news to me. Like, and don't get me wrong, I don't really give a shit what you do. All right? As long as you don't make everyone else live that way too. I'm sorry. You have to bring yourself to reality every once in a while. And, you know, if it's so all gosh darn important to you, make your own fucking clubs. Nobody's going to admonish you or put you down or try and close you down or anything like that if you make your own fucking clubs. Your own everything. In fact, I know plenty of gay people that didn't want gay marriage. They wanted their own thing. Because even they believed that it was marriage, actual marriage. And of course it's just semantics, but actual marriage is between a man and a woman and supposedly for the purpose of procreation. Well, I say. So this was actually good. I'm actually glad that people are still following some of the rules, not to mention the fact that these I've known sorority girls and sorority sisters and things like that, and they're very girly, they're very cliquey, if you will, as far as that goes. Now, I've never been in a sorority. I didn't have any interest in going in sororities. In fact, there actually are some academic sororities that you don't have to go through the hazing and all that other bullshit. That sometimes they'll come to you if you're good with your academics. You gotta have a 3.85 or higher or some shit like that on your grades and stuff like that. So, but transgender woman was rejected by every sorority at University of Alabama, which again, that's a surprise. But I'll let you know on my feelings on this and what I think this is all about. I'm sure you probably are going to agree with me or have thought of this yourself. I don't know very many people in the pond that don't. Hallie, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Good to see you. I'm glad you're here tonight. All right, where was I? Anyway, rejected by every sorority at University of Alabama. I'm sad because I wanted to be a part of a sisterhood. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Not to mention the fact that, from what I know, they still have all their parts. And how long has this person been trans? I mean, real short hair. Not really even trying to look female, I guess you could say. I'm not real sure. Transgender woman was rejected by every sorority at the University of Alabama during student recruitment, the New York Post reported, citing social media posts from the student in question. What are the details? Grant Sykes, earlier this week, in fact, they didn't even change their name. Getting to it. I'm getting to it. Wrote on Instagram about being passed over by each of the college's nearly 20 sororities. Unfortunately, this chapter is closed. The recruitment journey is over for me, Sykes wrote. Being dropped from my last house this morning during primary recruitment at the University of Alabama doesn't come as a surprise, considering out of the almost 20 chapters I was dropped by every single one except 2 before day 1. Sykes added, I'm hopeful of a future where everyone is welcomed for just being themselves, everywhere. If you're going through a hard time today, remember that life is too short to ponder on the things lost. Choose happiness and always look for the positive things throughout life. Move on, see the good, see the bad, hope for the best, brave the worst. Now, they go ahead and tell you afterwards that she received 36,000 likes for the Instagram post as of Wednesday morning. This is yesterday. I went to their TikTok and their Instagram. Yeah, Instagram. I went to their TikTok and their Instagram today myself, and actually, this person now has 91,000 hearts. Thank you, sweetie. My old man is the best, bringing me some coffee. But yeah, this person, in fact, a lot of their stuff actually has, let's see, they now have 115,000 followers and over 1 million likes. Where am I? So my take on this is this person did this to get famous. I mean, Blaze Media is talking about them. They're on Daily Caller. In fact, when I looked this up, they were everywhere. Person went viral. This person went viral. Chapter is closed. All University of Alabama sororities reject transgender applicant. And the reason why I say this is because of the fact that this person, you know damn well Alabama wasn't going to go for this. If they really wanted to be in some kind of a sorority somewhere, they should have gone to Chicago or California or New York or any of these other places. They would have let her in. Him, it, whatever. They would have let this person in. I guarantee it. But this person went, you know damn well, to a place that they knew damn well wouldn't accept this right now. Alabama is, that'd be like, it's like trying to do that in Mississippi too. So they did this for the clicks. They did this strictly for the clicks. Put on a dress, put on a little bit of makeup, talk some shit, try to go into a sorority and go viral. Every newscast, everything that I saw, at least, well, the whole front page of the search engine that I looked at this on was nothing but this person, including their Twitter, including their IG, including their TikTok. In fact, what I showed you, 1.1 million likes, that's TikTok by itself. Let's see, did I miss anything? This is, like I say, I got two. I try to get 2 or 3 articles on the same thing because I like to compare their biases, if nothing else. But also, too, I want to make sure I'm getting it all. Sometimes they'll edit things out of one that they don't edit out of others. It's really weird. I like to compare. What can I tell you? It's just a habit, I guess. All right, time for another comedy break. This never gets old. This never gets old. In fact, let me make it big. See how it looks. Oh no, that's too big. They got so many. They got so many. All right. Another phone call. Greetings. You're on the air.
Hi, it's Hallie. Hi, I can't be too long because I have to do some freelance work. I just saw, the thing was revolting, what you just showed me. I heard about that, the guy from, the thing from Nashville, I'm sorry, the thing that tried to apply to the sororities.
Oh, Alabama, I
heard today, like a school in Nashville, an elite women's school, was reconsidering transgender. I guess they were pressured. But my question, I know I'm naive. I just when I was a kid, we would have laughed at this type of person. But who the hell are the people clicking the like? I mean, who are these people? Is it just fellow LGBT? I mean, are there that many sympathizers? I just resent catering to a mental illness. That's what it is to me. You can say, well, it's okay what they do in their own private life, but I think these people should be helped in a certain way.
Indeed.
But I think he deliberately target. I'm using the he, because it's a man baby.
Yes. Oh yes.
But I think that they deliberately want to go after. You asked why don't they go to Chicago or those places? Because that's no fun. Because these people, it's like they want. I mean, they want to attack the conservative places. We're big game.
Yeah. Well, I get the feeling that this person did it for the clicks. This made them famous, and that's what they wanted. Otherwise, if it was true, if they were serious, they would have gone to Chicago or California or any of the other places. They wouldn't have had any trouble with it.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like, I don't know how to explain these kind of people. I can't even imagine a community with any of them. I think that's why we're seeing the homeless people. I'm not saying homeless people are transgender, but I'm just saying these people that really, so egocentric that I think they must all end up on drugs. No, but I think that this person, it's what, because I think in the South it's more traditional, except maybe outside the big cities. Maybe Atlanta's pretty blue, but I'm guessing, I've never been to the deep South. I'm guessing that they're conservative in general on the red states. So I think that's why they want to, it's not, I mean, are you think it's just to get clicks? The guy's, he's so, I guess the reason he's getting the clicks is because of what Alabama, a sorority in Alabama represents. It's like I work for an Orthodox Jewish institution, and school's starting soon, and I'm worried, like we're being pressured by these people to accept, the alphabet, clubs and all that. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking they really were serious. I don't say serious, but if they would really just go somewhere, like you said, go somewhere else where that's more sympathetic to you, or where you could blend in, or if your lifestyle and identity are that important, you would go. Plenty of places in New York, plenty of schools. But I think these people are. This is why I think they're evil at this point. I used to have more sympathy, but now I'm very hostile because they are deliberately going to these they are targeting these conservative or religious or traditional, slashed. This thing, it's just ew. I saw the picture of it, but they are targeting. I mean, that's like I said, these conservative places are big game. Mm-hmm. It's no fun. I mean, Chicago would be boring as hell for these people, or New York, or certainly California, because it's already corrupted. I think these are people. It's like a predator mentality. They want to go after. It's like somebody wanting to go after little kids because they're innocent. Mm-hmm. So that's how I see it. I mean, maybe he's an attention getter and he wants to get clicks. But that's what makes it, makes it exciting to go after big game. If they're watching a safari show, I mean, I don't know. But I mean, that's sort of my take. I think I've just really lost all sympathy. I don't know how to say. I hate to wish ill on people, but I'm starting to feel that way, that they're bringing out the hate in me. I say it's one thing people say you should try to be compassionate or sensitive are they being compassionate? Are they being respectful? I mean, I
No,
why
but in
do
a
I
lot
owe
of
it to them?
cases, you have to forgive them because they know not what they do. You can tell by
It could be.
just
Yeah,
some of the
yeah,
actions, the things
yeah,
that they
exactly.
say, the things that they try to do,
Yeah, are
and the way
they-
they say them, and who their influences
Yeah,
have
are
been.
they even aware? Yeah, I grew up in a crazy family, and I remember how I was, how I act. I mean, I wasn't like this, but I'm just saying that, I could move you to tears when I grew up with. But the thing is, so I didn't know. It wasn't until later when I started getting involved, and it took years before the insight to sink in. And I hardly brag. I've got a lot to work on. But I think there's that cringe. I'm like, oh my God, I mean, are these people going to wake up later in life, if they even live that long, and realize I did that? I'm just kind of wondering. I remember many years ago I watched Oprah Winfrey, this guy that was gay. He bragged about how he seduced married men, and he later came back to the show and he became a born-again Christian. And oh boy, the mood! It was, he was really embarrassed about his behavior. So, I try to look at it that way. I'm just, we're all gonna, that maybe that later, later in life, hopefully we wake up and we go, oh my God, I acted like that. I'm just wondering if this kind of person, unless he's so psychopathic that he really doesn't care. I mean, do you think these people are just plain psychopaths? I mean, definitely narcissists.
Some of
but
that is some of it's that way, but like I say, you know as well as I have, they've turned a lot of this into a fad, and they've made it imperative that they get more. That they've got it to a point now where they've got people afraid to criticize them for any reason, just because of their whatever.
I know,
Which is actually that's changing. It's changing. In fact, we're talking about it now.
Yeah, I think people are taking. Yeah, I think people are really taking a stand. I don't know if you ever watched J.P. Sears. He's this comedian.
Oh, I love him.
And he was really, serious. I love him. Yeah. But he recently did a video, as he just said,
he's got great muscles.
He's hardly a. Yeah, I know, really buffed. Yeah, I love his red hair. But he, but he just said he really starting to see evil, and it's not like we're, religious fanatics either, but it seems like as plain as day. So I think the only thing is to take us. I think a lot of people are just doing that now. But if it got to the point where I were pushed, I would just. I don't care if I make these people cry. I think it's a pleasure. That's just how I'm feeling right now. I feel, so
understandable.
No, but we show that. Yeah, but I mean, is this guy? I mean, well, you said they know not what they do. I mean, I just see, is he naive? Are they that naive, or what? Then I have to remember. Okay, I was really a crazy kid. Yeah, I had no insight either.
Yeah,
I mean, I think so. I don't. What makes these people? Yeah,
and don't forget, in the schools now, they're teaching people what to think, not how. So they get these things into their head, and it's almost impossible to get it out.
Yeah. What do you see the future of these campuses? Do you think that the sororities out? You think Alabama? I mean, maybe it's in individual states, like Florida. I know DeSantis took a stand. Do you think, though, that these people are really going to be out for blood in the sense they'll try to take it to court? Or, the sororities?
This particular one that I was just talking about, somebody said that they had mentioned suing them about it, but that person actually, I didn't find anywhere where that person actually said that. So, but they could be trying to give them the idea to do so, because that's the way that they get this stuff done. They sue and they win, and then all of a sudden everybody has to walk on eggshells around them because they're going to sue again.
Well, that's what's happening now, even where I work. Cause I was wondering, there are people that are trying to contest it. I just wonder if the institutions are just going to close down and all move to Florida. I'm just saying these people right now, I think they're evil. They're out for blood. A normal, it's
either they are. Either they are, or the demons that possess them are.
exactly, or they want to be liked or something. I mean, it's like this love. It's beyond love me, love my dog.
Yeah, it was
I
actually
have
kind
to
of
love your
strange.
dog. I have.
The way that you mentioned that this person
Yeah.
wanted to be a part of something, they actually literally mentioned that they wanted to be a part of a sisterhood and a community. And the thing about it is, if you're
They're
LGBT,
lonely. Yeah.
you're already a part of the
Yeah.
of a community.
Yeah,
You know?
but it's not a community. They probably, I hate to say, they probably don't like each other that much. I don't know. It's like, I'm just wondering why don't you just form your own sorority or whatever you want to call it? But I think it's like they want, I don't know they want validation. They want to be liked. I don't understand. They must have suffered terrible abuse growing up. That's the only way I can see it.
A lot of them have, yeah.
To,
no guidance.
Yeah, but I don't think it's just because of sexuality. I think there are other factors. Maybe parents were negligent.
They are.
Anyways,
finding
I have to get back to some.
They are finding that some of the, not necessarily the LGBTQ, but some of them, even I don't know if you watch Ariel Scarcella, she talks about this occasionally too. But a lot of the trans kids and a lot of the kids that have a lot of these problems right now actually were sexualized extremely early in life.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. I hate to say
they're finding that out. Yeah, they're finding that out. That's why it's like a cycle.
I also think that some of them, there was a scientific study I read like this, a lot of the people on the spectrum, was it Asperger's, have a lot of trouble identifying with their genders. I know what people are going to say correlation doesn't equal causation or anything, but I'm inclined to think that these people have multiple problems. They're focusing on sexuality or gender, but they're considering the high suicide rate.
Yeah.
I'm inclined to think that there are other issues. Again, I should feel sorry for them, like you said. They don't know not what they do. They're really,
a lot of them don't.
But a lot of them. I mean, but will they wake up to it later? That's it's going to hurt. It's going to really be hurt like hell. I mean, we all said and did stupid things in our younger days, but then there's really weird. Only time will tell. Anyways, I got to get back to my second job here.
Okay. Well, it was great talking to you. Thanks so much for calling.
Oh, my pleasure. Yeah, good luck. Good luck. Yeah, have a great weekend. Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thanks
you
for
too.
getting in here. I think I did all the talking. Okay, bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. That's the point. That's why I want you guys to call in. You guys should do all the talking. I didn't expect to do a whole lot of talking. That's okay though. I can manage, and I appreciate it. Let me see here. Got some new people in the chats. Toasty, welcome, my Toasty. White Wings, limited access. Adam, welcome to the show. Homer's got a pretty big sandwich there going. Endless sandwiches. Let's see. Yeah, validation is a big part of it. Sparky Welder, welcome. Prowler. Lord Slade. That is one big grilled cheese sandwich right there. The Dagwood looks good. Of course, that's a dull knife, dull as hell knife cut in it. Yes, the caller was that was Hallie from New York. She calls me almost every week when she's here or when she's feeling well or when she's not working. Yes, please. Thank you, Chef Shitosi. Hit those fire buttons, and of course, if you want to support the show, all of my links are below. Right now, we're saving up. According to MBB, we're saving up for a new GPU for me. I supposedly started streaming too soon before I upgraded stuff enough to do it properly. So, but I still seem to be holding my own. So I'm going to keep doing this. And in fact, I have to do this. You guys are the ones that are going to support this. This is the only way that I'm doing it. I'm not going to be going for any of the Google or anything like that. I doubt I'll ever get any kind of a sponsorship like the gold thing or the what the hell is that other one I keep seeing? Owning a square foot of property in Scotland and becoming a lord or some shit like that. Why would you want to do that if you're an American? Not to mention the fact, what are you going to do with that square foot? probably just sell it to somebody else. That just sounds like a big fat scam to me. Besides that, if everybody in the world buys a square foot of Ireland or wherever they're doing that, it's like, is there going to be any left for the people that actually live there? Greetings, you're on the air. Oh, that's a good sandwich, 451 actual. Yum. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Laura.
All right, there you are.
How's it going, sister?
Fantastic. Better now. What do you have to tell the
Awesome.
world?
Is there a topic, or should I just start talking?
How long you been here, boo?
Well, this is my first time calling. I don't know. I've been around for like a couple weeks, maybe.
No, I mean at the show tonight. Did you just come in, or because I've been talking about?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I've been talking about everything from Brian Stelter being fired to the transgender person that got turned down for all the Alabama sororities, rightly so.
Yeah, I guess all that shit with that guy. Oh shit, that shit's pathetic. To be honest with you.
I wonder if I can share you on screen.
I guess. Huh?
I wonder if I can share you on screen. Let me see.
I have no idea.
Start sharing. Let's see. Hey, they can see you. You're actually live video on the air. It works.
Oh, on the internet. Sure.
All right, say hey to Adam, everybody. You
hey,
shaved!
Everybody.
Holy shit! Where's your facial hair?
I did shave.
Oh man!
This is my normal look, actually.
Oh, okay.
I do have a pretty man bun though.
Well, now you and Pastor Shatterley are the only two that don't have beards in our group.
Amazing.
You look so much younger.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I've already shared this story with people in the community, but I'm always willing to share this story because it's a good warning for people, especially if you're, especially now, because I got involved with woke shit before woke was even a thing, and I got groomed before the groomer was a thing too, and I'm always happy to share this story because it's real, and I escaped from a very sad reality that a lot of people are now getting sucked into, and they're getting sucked into it in ways that is becoming irreversible. And I got saved by Jesus when I was 17, but when I was 16, I identified as trans, and I can't not take responsibility, but I could say through no fault of my own. Should I just start?
Yeah, go right ahead. I do this show for
right.
people to talk, so go for it. And
Okay,
whatever you
dokie.
feel comfortable with, man, or unless you got a question or whatever like that. You said you identified as trans. How long ago was this?
Oh, this is a while ago. I'm 33, so this is when I was like 16. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
Like so I'm from Los Angeles, and it's ultra progressive. Everything crazy that starts throughout this nation, like starts here in LA. It is the central hub. I live 10 minutes from Hollywood, from P.O., California. Yeah, so there's this thing out there you guys should be aware of. It's called the Unitarian Universalist Church. It's not a real church in the sense that they don't believe in God or any kind of. It's like a church for non-religious people. It's a church for faggots, basically, and atheists and agnostics. You haven't heard of that?
Yeah, I have, but I didn't know what it was about. I wasn't actually. I was going to say the fact that you say that it's for atheists and agnostics and things like that. Why even have a church? I mean, church is usually surrounded around a deity.
Yeah, but what if you don't subscribe to a deity, but you still feel the necessity to be in community, have ritualistic gatherings and rites of passage, etc. And And they started this whole emphasis on being
So it's merely a
inclusive.
religion then?
It's a religion without theology.
Okay.
It's the structure of religion without a theological grounding, other than inclusivity. So you could go there if you're a Christian, I suppose, but you'd be out of your mind. And you know what the funny thing is, back then, some of the older conservative members, because this church actually goes way, way back. It's not like something new. And it evolved over time. But the slippery slope that they always talked about, that the older, more conservative people, because they existed, they'd talk about the slippery slope of LGBT being like animals, you know, like oh, if you just accept all of the degeneracy, then people are gonna, you know, start, you know, marrying their cats and fucking animals, which does also happen. But
no, I don't think they're marrying them, but there sure are a lot of them that are doing other things with them.
Yeah. But I and really no one around me ever suspected that the slippery slope would end with children. That was the shocker for me, and I don't know if the rest of the community feels that way, but I never would have suspected that was where the slippery slope went, including the people from the old school LGBT community. Would you concur with that? I feel like that's my take. Like, I never thought it would be that, you know, maps and all that kind of crap.
It might be the old adage that people will do whatever they think they can get away with. And when they do get away with it, it makes it easier to do the second time.
Yeah.
It's like Pastor says,
no,
we're powerless against the sin. So yeah, I would concur.
Right. Well, people have been doing this since the beginning of time. I mean, it's nothing new. It's just that, at least for me in modern day times, it's all like you wouldn't think that any of this stuff would be happening. It's just all behind the scenes now. And it's crazy. But yeah, you know, they set up camp. You know, I mean, this is not a church just for creeps and adults. It's a you know, it's for children and youth group, and that's what I was a part of. You know, had my first boyfriend there, which I probably would have never had a boyfriend or done anything like that if I hadn't been involved. And
I got a question.
There was definitely a lot of.
Did you tithe, or was there? Because usually churches, especially ones without deities and things like that, are strictly for the money, and even the ones with deities, usually it's the money, and the tax-free exemptions and that kind of thing too. How did that work out?
Yeah, I wasn't raised in it. I got like invited into it when I was like, so I got like invited into it by the people from this really liberal school that I went to, which also had a lot of groomers and you know, faggots and people doing pedophilia with the students, and including myself. And yeah, I assume people tithe. I mean, they have church building. It looks like a church. I mean, it looks like, go inside of it, it looks like any church, you know, stained glass windows, chapel, cathedral. You could Google Unitarian Church. It's a thing. But yeah, you know, we had summer camp, youth group, and basically all of summer camp, and we did these youth group like retreat things on the weekends, and it was basically a big hookup party for boys and girls, like, you know, like hookups, but like, you know, LGBTQ hookups,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It ran the gamut. Obviously, if you're straight or gay or bisexual, you have fun either way. I mean, I wasn't gay. I was definitely whatever. You know what I mean? I guess they'd call it pan or some shit like that now. And as far as being
16, you were probably just still finding yourself. That happens.
Yeah, I was just having fun.
Yeah.
My dad, who's the only link to conservatism or Christianity, was out of the picture. Really fucked up story. This is a warning to all Christians and all conservatives. If your kid is going through some weird shit, if you got some influence on them, my dad got into my diary, read the shit that I was into. Mind you, my parents are divorced, and all this shit was happening with my mom, and my dad was, you know, kind of out of town working. Found my diary, read that shit, and disowned me without really even much of an argument. Just, fuck you, homo, get the fuck out of my life. I was 16. It devastated me. If anything, it made me go rushing in towards the tranny and homosexual lifestyle.
Indeed.
So for all of you conservative assholes out there who are quick to just dismiss and not try to work with and reason with and find arguments against, don't go that route. Don't go the bigoted. I'm a fucking bigot against these people all the way, but I will reason with, I will talk to you. I will show you the love of Christ. I will give you reasons why your ideas are wrong. And I won't just say, hey, no, your shit's bullshit, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Love the sinner.
Because I think that's where the failure has
hate
happened.
the sin. Love the sinner.
Yeah, because I think that's the failure of Christianity in this country, has been that sort of almost low-class redneck think that's not rooted in some type of logical reasoning with the other side. Does it make sense?
Yes, I've always said that dumb people, uneducated people, people that don't, they're always the cruelest. I mean, look at kids. Before they're taught humility and things like that, they're some of the meanest things out there because they don't know any better.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's one of the things, how it shows us what even Pastor and what Jesus meant by we're powerless to sin. We are born to sin. And we're doomed by it unless we accept Christ, basically. So, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so, like, I was raised by my father to have conservative Christian values. But, like I said, he moved out of town for work. And then I was left with my liberal mom. And then I got sucked into this Unitarian bullshit. And I was going to this faggot school. At the time, I would have called it like a hippie school. But it was full of groomers and shit. And...
now, who were the groomers? Were the teachers or the faculty? You said high school?
No. This was like junior high school, and it was like the lower end staff, like not the teachers, but like the teachers' assistants, or kind of like the yard monitor people. You know what I'm talking about?
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, they ended up getting fired. But they invited me to their house, and it was just a couple guys. Yeah, like I said, kind of like a liberal sort of hippie vibe. And they, I think, maybe just weren't aware of the fact that when they were trying to be inclusive and hire homosexuals that wanted to be around kids, that perhaps there was another motivation. And that's something to keep in mind, is that certain industries attract pedos, like things that have to do with kids. It's not that if you want to do work with kids that you're a pedophile. It's that pedophiles gravitate towards industries where they have access to children.
Right. Yeah. Easy access. Right. It's harder.
Yeah.
It's harder to be caught in those situations as well, because you can just pass it off like, is this? Oh! I was just showing them this, or unless the kid balks or fusses or something. But I've been there too, and usually it ends up with the child being muzzled somehow or another, or threatened. This is our secret. If you tell anybody, they're either they're not going to believe you, or I'm going to do something bad to you, or things like that.
I mean, perhaps in certain circumstances, but I would say for me it was consensual. It's more like you get kind of roped in, and then it feels like you feel cool. You're like 14, and you're hanging out with 25-year-olds, and you're like,
that too.
I'm cool, So I would have never thought even to route these people out. In hindsight, I don't really know. I still feel like I wouldn't necessarily rat them out, because I have to sort of forgive the fact that these people themselves are on drugs. They're immature. I would blame more the inclusive liberal staff that's not thinking or is aware of the fact that there's predators out there looking for a good time. And that is possibly the main motivation why they're there. And that you should be wary when someone who is sexually deviant, because homosexuality is a sexual deviation from the truth of what God created us for. So they're already sexually deviant, and now you're going to put them in a room full of children. It's a warning. I'm giving a warning to people. If there is some sense of liberal open-mindedness, hey, let's all love each other, that is a nesting ground for scum to come in, sneak in, act like everything's cool, and then rope that vulnerable teenager whose dad left them into doing something nefarious. So, and then also, so it's a double warning. It's a warning for the liberals, and it's also a warning for the conservatives to keep that in mind as well. But when they're confronted with it, just based on my own experience being disowned by my father, that the approach that should be taken should be calm, logical, concise, and not rooted in anger and dissatisfaction with the other side's way of being, but rather to say, hey, y'all fucking stupid, but let me explain to you why, instead of just cussing you out and sending you away.
In a perfect world.
Bridging the gap between... Yeah.
In a perfect world, most humans don't go the hard way there either. They usually will go the easy way. One good thing I can see about, as far as your situation, is that even with all of the debauchery, I guess you could say, that you went through and everything like that, you seem to have already had the good Christian base to begin with.
I had the base, and then I was saved by a third party. My dad didn't get involved again with my life until I was already saved. And I re-invited him back into my life. So he fucked up. And
well, that would have been your place anyway.
He provided the base.
Yeah, that would have been your place to do that anyway.
Yeah, I suppose so. So we're back together. I came back a few years after I went through this little escapade. But
well, that's fantastic.
He could have saved me from running. Yeah, well, that's Christ. That's not me. That's Christ. So
that's why it's fantastic.
Amen to that, sister. So I don't know. That was my piece. I thought I'd just click the little ring button. I had you in my Skype.
I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. That's what this,
I have a shitload more to say.
That's what this show is about. I want as many people to call in and say, mainly to keep our to keep practicing and doing our freedom of speech, because if we just shut up and don't do anything, we've lost already. So, and I was going to say, one of the good things, especially about the First Amendment to me, is that it seems like a full circle to me, with a dash of freedom of religion as well in there. But it's the freedom of speech, the freedom of the press, and the freedom of association, which the freedom of speech gives you the ability to know who the fuck you want to associate with or not. That's why I say, to me, it's like a full circle with added whipped cream with the religion part. So, what can I tell you? And I've always been a big advocate of freedom of speech. Being in the music business and being an actual rock and roller, that's what it's all about. Freedom. Freedom of speech, freedom of association, freedom to sing about what you want, freedom to play about what you want, freedom to play with who you want, that kind of thing. And I've always noticed the thing about music, my entire career in music, is that has always been the most inclusive group or type of community I've ever been in, because I've played with Chinese, Japanese, black, white, Hispanic, everybody. I don't think that I don't think that there's a race out there that I haven't played something with, some kind of music with and everything. It's a great uniter, music. But you got to be free, or else it doesn't work. In fact, anybody that follows me knows. Free. Yeah, anybody that knows me knows that I'm a Zappophile. Which, one of the reasons is he's got fantastic music. He was very experimental, but without his demand for the freedom that he had and the freedom that he fought for, he wouldn't have had any of that music. None of that stuff would have came out, because they really did try to stifle him on several occasions. In fact, they even set him up once when he was just starting out with his newest. After he'd gotten away from the record label that was trying to enslave him the way they do. He had his brand new studio, and the sheriff's department came to him and commissioned him to do a porno. And it wasn't even a video; just porno sounds on a reel-to-reel tape or anything like that, because they were having some bachelor party or some shit like that. And so him and his girlfriend at the time, or somebody at the time, got in the studio and made all kinds of wild noises. They weren't actually doing anything, but they made the noises for it and everything like that. And the cops came and got it, and after they used it, they actually tried to go and arrest him for it. So yeah, the minute he admonished or said fuck off to the major record label company, they were after him completely after that. They were after him constantly after that, just like they do Trump. In fact, a lot of people were really surprised when he sat in front of Congress when they did the RPMC or whatever it was with the Tipper Gore and the mothers that wanted to put the warning labels on the records. Dee Snider and all the, because they had started doing more. Rock and roll at the time was getting more and more free. The more they dressed up, the more they did, and went and everything like that. And it was MTV made it very sexual when the videos and everything like that came out. So they were trying to watch out for their kids, but at the same token, they were also trying to appease some of these senators that were trying to pass this bill that would literally take a lot of the profits from some of these artists away from them and give it to it was a tax on cassette tapes, because you could actually bootleg anything you wanted on a cassette tape, and they wanted to put more taxes on the recording equipment and the tapes and all that other stuff. And of course, at the same time, they found a way to come after the rock and rollers and the artists at the time too. Let's see.
Right.
Hey, Rougarou! Thanks for being here. Rougarou's actually the man with the plan. He's the one that makes sure that the schedule is up to date with all of the creators that we're networking with. Did you have any more for me there, Adam?
Not necessarily. I mean, you could ask questions or maybe take the next caller.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, I've got about... only 1 minute, but it's going to take me about 5 to end the show. But I do appreciate you calling, and I appreciate you sharing, and I'm very thankful that you've been brought back to the Father. That's a fantastic thing. It's a fantastic thing. It'll take away a lot of your grief and strain here, and then I'll see you by the pearly gates.
Amen, sister. God bless you.
God bless you too. Thanks so much for calling. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right. It's great when I don't get the chance to go through my entire thing that I got prepared for you guys. Maybe I can save some of it for next week. And, of course, I'll probably be seeing you guys on the Saturday roundtable at Raynoth's. Don't forget, let me do a couple of plugs here. Don't forget tomorrow morning, tomorrow morning, 9:30 or 9 a.m. Central Time, 451 Actual with his Take No Prisoners kick-ass radio show. He's my metal man. He'll take good care of you. After that, of course, at 3 o'clock, DJ Brandrack comes on with his show. And, of course, we got a bunch of people working on stingers for him. Again, you're going to have to let me know exactly what you want, what exactly your message is, I guess you could say, or whatever like that. And, the more information I have, the funnier I can be on it too. I got a few ideas, but I'm not positive I'm going in the right direction yet. All right, you're on the air. Hello? Hi.
It's Limited Access. How are you?
Hey, how are you? You finished canning for the evening?
Hey, yeah, I am. I got lots more to do tomorrow because they had whole chickens for 88 cents a pound. So,
nice.
You know, I went and got some of those, girl. I'm going to be canning them up tomorrow and beer butt canning some, you know?
Nice.
Hey, I just wanted to let everybody know that, I heard some stuff today from a guy called Alaska Prepper that's out there on the YouTube. And some of the cattle farmers are talking about beef really going up beyond what us normal people are going to be able to afford it.
Yeah.
You know, they're talking about, $50 a pound for ground beef in the next couple of years if stuff doesn't turn around.
Damn.
So, hey, I just want to say, I'm the cannon woman. Any kind of meat that you can get right now, because they had to cull a bunch of the chickens and they had to cull a bunch of the beef birds right now. Go out there, get it, and put it in jars, baby. Get it on the shelves.
Yeah. Yep. And I was gonna say, if for no other reason, it might not be the shit hitting the fan. I mean, everybody has floods. They have earthquakes. I mean, this earth isn't going to abide by our bullshit. Okay.
You betcha.
I don't care what you say. I don't care how much you pay. I don't care how much you pray. The earth is going to do what it's going to do, and you are going to have an emergency every once in a while, a bad one.
That's right. And, sometimes you don't feel well or you can't get to the store. And it's really nice to be able to go into your pantry and pull a jar off the shelf or a couple of jars off the shelf and throw something together that's pretty much cooked and done and ready to go. Just heat it up and throw it together.
Yeah, you got your own fast food.
You got that right. And then you know what's in it, too. I don't want no cricket flour in my food. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no such thing. It's crushed crickets.
Well, my girl, I'm going to let you go because I'm sorry.
No, it's not. No such thing as cricket flour. It's crushed crickets.
Yeah, it's just gross, and you can't process the stuff in them. They're full of parasites, and I use crickets to go fishing with. I mean, the fish can eat the crickets.
Yeah,
but
there you go.
No, not me. I'm good. I'm good. I like listening to outside my window, but yeah, other than that,
I love that. Now
I know
we
you're
can.
trying to
Now
shut
we
the
can
show
call
down.
it. Now, whenever they try to offer us bugs, we can just say, "No, I'm not eating that bait."
Right, that's bait. Literally. Clickbait. Like, yeah, okay. Bad joke. That was a salty joke. Sorry. All right, my girl. You have a good night, and I'm going to put my headpiece back in and finish my ham sandwich. Thank you very much, Toast, for making me make the ham sandwich.
Oh, yeah. Well, you have to make a video for their new site for that. They talk about it every time we get together. I think that they've got a good idea. I hope they make it work. I'll make a video. In fact, I told them I'd make them my breakfast burger with the bacon and eggs.
There you go, right?
Yep, bacon and eggs cheeseburger.
Exactly. All right, girl. You have a good night, and I'll be listening.
Okay, thanks for calling. Have a great night.
Good night, friends.
All right, shout out to the caller. That was limited access. Wow, we got lots of phone calls tonight. Appreciate it. There was lots more people here than I expected. I really appreciate that, too. Seem to be growing a little bit by little bit, and that's, of course, the whole purpose of this. I want to grow enough to where you guys call in and talk about whatever you want to talk about. Politics, current events. If you got an announcement or if you got things that you think other people should know about, that's what it's all about. This show is actually for you. And hopefully, by growing, I'll be able to do it a little bit more often, too. I'm still saving up for a chair and, of course, a GPU that they tell me that I need for streaming to make it better. So, appreciate y'all being here tonight. Don't forget, head on over to the Drunken Rocky Show. They'll white pill you for the evening. They show a bunch of cool videos and talk some shit and all of that BS and everything like that. But it's a good time. Everybody getting together. And, of course, they're all members of the Pond and the Salty Army. Don't forget about that. Appreciate all of the super chats. I appreciate if I've got any tips or anything. I'll check that out later, and I'll thank you personally. I'll send you a little note or something like that. So, thanks everyone for being here. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for the support. Thank you for being so very generous. Everyone is lovely. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And until next time, AMF.